here's Brody Brazil.
I really do appreciate all the questions and comments and contributions that you've been calling in to 1-833-4-BRODY. That number goes straight to voicemail. You leave an outstanding message. I get to listen to all of them and then respond to the very best ones here on future videos.
Hey, Brody, my name's Jeremy. I'm a Los Angeles sports fan trapped in Houston, Texas, and I wanted to get your opinion and your thoughts on what's going on in Las Vegas with the A's. I saw that just a couple of weeks ago they were actually pouring concrete at the stadium site on right there on the Las Vegas Strip, and I had also found out, maybe this is old news, but I had found out that John Fisher, the A's owner, also recently bought a home in the Las Vegas area.
Correct.
So with those two things in mind, I was wondering if you think that if the Las Vegas stadium is actually going to truly go forward, if this is a sign that this is actually going to happen, or do you still have some doubts and some skepticism about whether or not the entire move to Las Vegas is actually going to go through? So with those developments, I wanted to get your thoughts on that because I didn't see a video on it, and I was hoping you could weigh in on that. So love your content, man. I watch your channel all the time and appreciate all the hard work you put in. So looking forward to hearing from you. Thanks, Brody. Bye-bye.
Jeremy, thank you very much for the kind words and compliments and for the interest in this YouTube channel and for calling in to start this conversation with the voicemail. Let me just say straight away that how I feel right now is as simple as this. Progress and completion are obviously two different things, and my reservations largely lean on reputations of what I have observed and what has existed and how this baseball team as a business, how the A's have operated now for multiple decades. I've witnessed it firsthand, and that's why I will believe it when I see it, when it actually comes to fruition and not the process. I also want to say that building a stadium, if you really think about it, is only step one of this gigantic process for the A's. Step one is to build a stadium. That should be the easy part. That should be the part that you can pay for, you can control, you can do all on your own without any real competition. Step two is spending on a baseball team to make it a good one. Step three is growing a fan base. And step four is winning. Like you promised all of these things, and I did put this last, and I will get to it later on in a more fuller extent, but this is kind of where we're starting with the conversation. Building the stadium should be like the can of corn. It shouldn't come with this much can they, will they, how will they, the price is going up past $2 billion now, and there are a lot of challenges against this, but it's not even the hardest part of what the A's have promised. And so when you deem this team a success or not, getting to Las Vegas is like inning number one of 9. There are a lot of other things. And I'll go back to this. Reputations prove to me that there is really nothing done until it's actually done. And it's not just an A's situation. Look what's happened with the Tampa Bay Rays. Look what's happened with the Minnesota Twins. Up for sale, then not for sale. How about the Rays? Not for sale, then we are for sale. It just goes to show that crazier things have happened in this landscape of Major League Baseball and professional sports. At this point, though, Major League Baseball would look bad if Las Vegas didn't happen somehow, some way, with the A's, without the A's, whatever. Major League Baseball will look bad if there's not a team in Las Vegas soon. The commissioner traveled there. The commissioner put his stamp on this. The commissioner kind of promised this. At this point, also Las Vegas and the Convention and Visitors Authority, how much money and time and effort they have pumped into this. It's their name. It's their reputation. Everybody's talking now about how tourism is struggling in Southern Nevada. Of course it is. That's obvious no matter how much they'll discount it or say that it's not reality. It is. And if that were to happen, in addition to a baseball team either stalling their stadium or backing out, like that is a really bad look and a bad image for Las Vegas. So they're going to do everything they can to push this through. Baseball's going to do everything they can to push this through. I've always used the analogy of the A's as the kid at a birthday party trying to swing at that piñata. And the piñata is the brand new stadium. And whether it was Oakland or Howard Terminal or Fremont or San Jose, they're swinging at that piñata. They can't hit the piñata. All of a sudden, with the blindfold on, they need the parent to come over their shoulder and say, Here, Billy, swing this way. Take another swing this way. That parent is Las Vegas. That parent right now is Major League Baseball. They are taking that kid who just cannot hit that piñata and can't break the candy out, and they're helping that kid. So again, the reputations of bigger entities are on the line. And if you want to ask me what makes me believe that this process will continue, even if it's not with current A's ownership or if it comes in a different package, it's the fact that baseball and Las Vegas are going to will this through. That's what's going to make this happen beyond anything else. John Fisher bought a house in Summerlin. I don't know the location. I honestly couldn't care less, but did buy a house in the Las Vegas metro area for a reported price of about $30 million. And I'm not going to dive too deeper into the weeds on this. It's pretty straightforward, right? Like if you are taking $380 million of public subsidies, but you can also afford a $30 million house in the same region and market, it's just never going to have good optics. It's never going to be a good look. Whether it was John Fisher, whether it was anybody in that type of situation, that's always going to feel funny to the general public. And the last thing I want to say here is kind of circling back to the very first thing. Building the stadium is step one. There are the other hard parts which the A's are going to be judged on down the road. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. Zebras can't change their stripes. The A's have never spent on players. They've never gone out in free agency. They've never been in the Shohei Ohtani talks. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of player that you need on your team, not only to win, but to bring fans to the Las Vegas Strip and come see your games. You're in direct competition in the entertainment capital of the world, and you think you're going to do Moneyball in Las Vegas like that? The other problem is spending. Well, if the A's want to get from where they spend now to where they'll have to spend, it's going to be an additional $1 billion across the next decade, or let's say it starts in 28, from 28 to 38. I've done this math on other videos. We're talking about $1 billion of extra money that they don't currently spend on players. They've got to fork that out in terms of fielding a competitive team. You can win without spending, but you cannot sustain winning without spending. Growing a fan base. This is Las Vegas, Dodger territory. Fans of all different teams. How are you going to actually have a proper A's fan base that shows up in Las Vegas? These are the hard things. Winning. Like winning anywhere is hard in Major League Baseball. But these are all things that they have promised that, yeah, even if you deliver on step one, there are still very difficult step 2s, 3s, and 4s that they will always be judged against. So, are things happening in Las Vegas? Clearly, progress different than completion. My reservations definitely rely on reputations. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments section below. Also, thumbs up while you're down there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I would definitely love to see you back here next time.